following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tony D'Angelo's PM Coast to Coast. Now, here's your host, Tony D'Angelo.
And a very good afternoon to you across all these stations of the Comfortably Zoned Radio Network up and down the coast. My name is Tony D'Angelo, and I am the host of Tony D'Angelo's PM Coast to Coast. And last week I said the dog ate my homework and I didn't have a show. Today I've got a show, but my esteemed guest, international correspondent David Andelman, is in and out of news reports in Paris for CNN, and David is doing his best to get back to me. We're sort of on a wait and see with David. I told him, please be sure you're safe. We can do this at any time. So I have for you a genuine, deserved rain delay. I've really got to do a rain delay to fulfill my contractual requirements for the Comfortably Zoned Radio Network. And today's date that we're going to do is December 7th, 1963. And on December 7th, 1963, we had a lot happening in the United States of America. It really was a sad time. We had just lost a president who was beloved, John F. Kennedy. And the Army and Navy game, which was a big game at that time, was going to be played at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The quarterbacks, Raleigh Stitchway for Army and the legendary Roger Staubach of Navy. And we were trying to find our way as far as a nation is concerned. And it was really, you'll see it's a time when we're all trying to get used to things again. So also we had some other news events and we had some music too. And coming up on the charts that day, number 6, one of the great girl groups. Man, you can't beat this. The Chiffons talking about they have a boyfriend. Well, you may have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a wife or a husband, but you certainly got me for this rain delay. December 7th, 1963, coming back to you right after this.
Go, go, where the fashions are. Go, go, where the savings are. Go, go, where the fashions are. Go, go. Savings are. Save, save more on family clothing. Go, go to Robert Hall.
Now, here comes the music.
Do I look bothered?
Oh, you are awful, but I like you.
Some of the news events on December 7th, 1963. President Lyndon Baines Johnson, the 36th President of the United States, aims to cut the military budget by $1.5 billion. Kind of changed a couple of years after that, as we know. Bolivian miners seize 4 Americans, including a Peace Corps volunteer. The Pullman firm of conductors and the conductors reached a labor accord. The Pope of the Roman Catholic Church is planning a Holy Land tour. The Polo Grounds is slated for demolition in April. Very sad thing for a lot of us. There is terrible subway crime in New York, and people are crying out about that. Communist agents are populating Vietnam, much to the chagrin of the State Department. Get this, you can buy a mink at Macy's for $188. That was a Christmas present back then. And Stearns is selling lounge chairs at $68. Come to think of it, that was the price I paid for the last one that I bought in my house. We'll be back with more of December 7th, 1963, right after this.
The president of Dennison Clothes, Route 22, Union, New Jersey, says, they say time waits for no man, but there is time that waits for me. There's the wrong time, the right time, good times, bad times, loving times. There's breakfast time, lunchtime, quitting time, dinner time, and there's daytime, nighttime. But none of that time is the right time for me. But tell me, what kind of time is it to keep a store open from 10 a.m. to 5 in the morning? Well, that's my time, which proves it's not true the time waits for no man. It sure waits for me. Famous brands, Timely, Briggs, Ola Cassini, Burberry's, reduced up to 60%. Men's suits, $39.90, and some with vests. Slacks, $4.90. Cashmere top coats, $59.90. Sport coats, $24.90. Pie-line zip-out top coats, $16.90. Italian knit shirts, British sweaters, suede, and leather outerwear coats. Just bring money, money talks. And it's coffee break time at Dennison Clothes, Route 22, Union, New Jersey. Open 10 a.m. to 5 in the morning and open now. Reopens again at 10 a.m. and is open all day Saturday till 12 midnight, closed all day Sunday.
And it is time for commentary. And since I am doing a rain delay and the producer of my show has commanded me to warm the airwaves with something to keep the audience enthralled, I'm going to venture to a little bit of personal commentary. I know a lot of us, first of all, I really respect, I just thought I'd say this, I really respect all of my fellow contributors on this network who work very hard every week to give all of you listeners a really, really good mix. I'm so pleased to be with some wonderful people here who are providing different types of things, and I am incredibly, shall I say, gratified to be among them. So I know a lot of us go through our weeks and we have good days and bad days and up days and down days. I had a series of days this week. I mean, it's year end for me and my business, and it's you're always struggling against the clock. You're struggling against holiday la-la. You're struggling against overall global stupidity, and that alone could probably fill the airways for certainly, I would think, a couple of minutes. But in my travels of this week, leaving aside world affairs, leaving aside national affairs, I have a particular person in my firm who is a very promising young lady, and I've been working with her, and I've been doing my best to make a future for her. I personally am childless, so I try to impart whatever craziness and whatever sort of life-ruining affirmations I can on every young person I see. No, really, I try my best to, leave a good mark wherever I am. A very long story made very, very short, and if we're going to make this a little segment of what bugs Tony D'Angelo is, this particular young lady ran into a scholastic advisor who told her that a better opportunity awaited and to leave me and go do this better opportunity without, of course, asking me anything, without, of course, allowing me a place at the table. And I'm not saying that for sour grapes, but what I am saying is this, and I say this to people in academia, of which you know I have been terribly hard on through the years, and I believe deservedly so. People in the social services, people in the medical system, the shall we say the legal or banking profession that I work in, is that if we are going to come out and say we are for the greater good of things, the greater good of the student, the greater good of the client, the greater good of the patient, the greater good of the customer, that we are there to serve them, it's about time we really, going into this new year, started acting like it. And my complaint to this particular advisor, cough spit so-called, was if you are concerned about this young person, give me a place at the table to say my piece. And let's get the best thing for this young person. Because let me tell you something, kids. Happy engagements, happy marriages, happy friendships, happy associations will continue to be happy if both people continue, or both parties continue to nurture them and to serve them. Unhappy associations will never work out. If someone has it in their mind to say, move out of town or leave a job or something, you can toss them a few baubles in the hope that this particular person stays, but they're going to be moving on because they've already crossed that bridge. And it's just a shame when this particular thing goes on, especially where young people are concerned. So maybe I'm pointing the finger today at academic advisors. I would like to see something other from you this year in dealing with my young people other than self-interested patter. I would like to see you actually take an interest in these people for the sake of the people and not so you could justify your job. And I would like to see good things done for young people overall because, like it or not, folks, and I'm realizing this every day, they be the future and we be not. So I'll continue to speak out on this subject. And as Richard Hughes would say on WPIX television going back in the 1960s and 1970s, that is my opinion. Do you have one? We'd like to know. As Howard Cosell would say on WABC Sports Radio, I'll be back in 60 seconds.
Hi, I'm Julie Newmar for Corvettes, where you get famous brands for less. This GE toaster oven is below wholesale tomorrow at $23.99. Polaroid 108 twin packs at our lowest price ever, $7.99. Quaker State motor oil, only 54 cents a quart. Colgate toothpaste, 69 cents for the big 7-ounce size. Save $4 on this Presto Burger Maker, $12.99 tomorrow at Corvettes. Plus every record and tape on sale last day tomorrow. For the right price on famous brands, come to Corvettes tomorrow.
More on December 7th, 1963. If you'd like to go to the movies, you are going to see the lovely Audrey Hepburn, man, she was a doll, in Charade. Or you could see Billy Liar. A lot happening in sports. Army beat Navy that day in Philadelphia Veterans. Navy beat Army 21-15. I wrote it down wrong. The quarterbacks, Roger Staubach for Navy, Raleigh Stitchway for Army. You might recall that Army lost the game as the clock ran out while they were on the 1-yard line. Quite a game, and quite a history of the people playing that game going into the 1960s. Roger Staubach, both a Vietnam veteran and a member of the Hall of Fame. Joey Giardello beat Dick Tiger in Atlantic City for the middleweight crown, 15 rounds. Record betting at Aqueduct, 54,204 people bet the month before, if you can believe that. The Packers beat the Rams 31-14. And Pittsburgh beat Penn State 22-21 in Pittsburgh. And get this, folks, on the sports section of the Daily News, Earl Scheib will paint your car any color, no ups, no extras, and spray over the lettering for the princely sum of $19.95. We'll be back with more of December 7th, 1963, right after this.
New, fresh, top-quality fashions for you, your family, your home, and your orchestra. Handsome reductions from Gimbels' own stocks, and wonderful special purchases from here and abroad. Who's that? No, not who, where. From here and abroad. Plan months in advance to give you outstanding savings in every department. Now, you take a savings tour through the store for such things as nylon pile broadloom rugs with cushiony rubber waffle backing. You try saying that, rubber waffle backing, rubber waffle backing, rubber waffle backing. But it's got the cushiony rubber waffle backing for long wear and luxury underfoot. And it's in 5 smart colors. The 9x12 size, which is regularly $39.99, is sale priced at $29.99. Save yourself 10 pounds there. That's pretty good. So you come to Gimbels and save on famous car coats and Suburbans, now only $19.99, regularly $25 to $30. Melton's cotton corduroys, cotton suedes are all interlined. Some are pile lined, some are hooded, some fur trim, sizes 8 to 18. But the big news is Gimbels has a fantastic thing going on. So come to Gimbels for these and thousands of other superb value. Or new.
I know we're commemorating December 7th, 1963, but the friends and fans of Comfortably Zoned Radio Network always riot when I don't do the baseball birthdays. So here we go. Birthdays on December 7th. Yasiel Puig is 28 today. I don't know. Seems a lot older to me. Ozzie Virgil, 11 years in the major leagues with 3 teams. A great catcher in Philadelphia. He's blowing out 62 candles. Hall of Famer Johnny Bench is 69 today. And get this, Roop Toppin, the only player born on December 7th, 1941, is 77 on December 7th of 2018. Roop pitched 2 innings in 1962 for the Kansas City Athletics, never to be heard from again. So to Yasiel Puig, Ozzie Virgil, Johnny Bench, and Roop Toppin, sorry about that, Roop. Have a great one. We'll be back to you right after this.
Merry Christmas from Boss Radio.
Too many people to thank on this particular rain delay. Gimbels, Dennisons, Robert Hall, Roger Staubach, Raleigh Stitchway, Dan Ingram, and all of you guys. We will be back hopefully soon with David Edelman, depending on what's taking place in Paris. But if not this week, next. Until then, I want all you guys to have a great week. Keep listening to this wonderful station, Comfortably Zoned Radio. Remember our corporate mission to take slightly used children's books and donate them to your local Project Head Start. Kids need to be developing their imagination. So for Tony D'Angelo on this particular rain delay edition, Kayuska Day, bye! See you next week!
The proceeding was a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production. Thank you for listening.